Welcome to today's video, everybody. We're currently at Ebisu Circuit, and I know a lot of you guys have been asking for updates on all the repairs and everything for the earthquake damage that happened earlier last year, the one that caused the massive landslide. And if you guys can see behind me, this is actually the old drift land. It's kind of just like half of it's just being used as a car park now. The other half of it was destroyed in the earthquake from the landslide. And it's crazy to think that it's pretty much roughly a year since the earthquake and the landslide happened, and it's pretty much all fixed now. And when I say fixed, it's not like they put all the soil back, but let me show you. This is now the edge of the track where the landslide kind of initiated from. I love that this rock is still here. But all of this, now as you can see, has grass growing on it. It's all got a different type of soil laid down and everything. All of this was properly compacted and rods were all hammered in and everything. And you can see like the special way that they've kind of cut everything out here. And that's to try and prevent it from happening again. You can see all the edges have all been like dealt with correctly too. If you remember before, everything was all cracked and open through here. So everything's been kind of cut, and then they redid everything and reformed it all. Super cool. I really like that they kept this big rock here actually. That's kind of sick. It's like a memorial kind of thing. But down there is Nishi course. And it's crazy actually, like looking up here now, we need to throw some clips in from when we were standing up here when it first happened, but it's crazy to think of that all of this used to be trees and you never used to be able to see down Nishi, but that's it there. And all this landmass went straight down through there and took out everything in its path all the way down to Kurukuruland, and you can kind of see, like, if I zoom in there, there's actually some houses right there, so it was very fortunate that it stopped at the bottom of Kurukuruland. It didn't go any further because it would have taken out houses. But yeah, it's really cool to see. And the best thing is now that they've done with this, which took the longest time because they had to, dig it out, rebuild up the section here, compact everything, put all the rods in the ground and all that kind of stuff. They get to now mess around with building the new bank down there. And yes, I said bank. It's going to be really cool. They're trying to do the same degrees as Irwindale. We'll get down there in a little bit and show you that. But there's still a lot of work to get done. They're hoping that everything will be finished by the end of this year. They'll most likely have the bank section of the track finished before then and people driving on it and stuff. But they're hoping that everything from like repairs and construction from the earthquake damage will be completed by the end of this year. Now, as for Driftland, I don't know if this will ever be a full like track again in winter. I don't think they really know what they want to do with it. They can't obviously build it out further that way, but they are using it for drift lessons and stuff like that here and like as an overflow car park. And they just pretty much use this here as storage. I think at some point they're going to actually be building a nice fence there and stuff, which will have some signs and a bit of memorabilia on there. But for the most part, this is just like an overflow car park, and they do a little bit of drift training here. As you can see, there's still some donuts here, but they definitely don't go over that area. Before we go down to Nishi and show you the new bank section that they're building, I figured we'd pull into a couple other tracks that have changed and been renovated since the earthquake as well. These weren't damaged by the earthquake, or if they did get any damage, it was really minor and wasn't severe. But the whole of School Course has been completely redone. It's brand new surface, brand new islands, and it's actually been widened. It's really, really nice. You guys who watch all the other vlogs obviously know that we've driven on this already, and it's super nice. But the main reason why I wanted to come down here and show you guys the new track is just because I don't doubt that one of the many reasons why this was able to get rebuilt and everything was because funds were raised for all the repairs, and they were still able to go ahead and renovate this, because this was their plan as well. But after the earthquake, they weren't sure if they were going to have the funds and stuff like that to be able to do it. But I'm positive that with everyone who helped out with the GoFundMe and stuff like that, that they were able to still achieve this goal and get School Course redone. In fact, I really like the new School Course. The surface is amazing, and because it's wider in there in the back section now, you can do some pretty cool entries in there. Nothing sounds good like a 1J on song. But also, one of the best things about School Course now is you can go out there and not break a wheel. Those of you who have driven School Course before know that if you're going on School Course, you're coming back with one less wheel every time. It was just how it was. But now there's no crazy drop-offs, no weird islands, and it's just always good times. The only thing is your car heats up very, very fast because it's a short track and there's really no cool down. So you got to be careful. A lot of people blow their motors up here. Now the next track we're going to check out is Minami, and yes, Minami course is still here, but it is very different. A lot of people actually on the internet were getting confused and thought that the landslide took out this track, and it wasn't this track. The jump track is, however, kind of no longer a drift track. It's hard to explain. Let me get out of the car and I'll show you. So I do understand the confusion and why people thought we were losing Minami, because technically we did lose Minami as a drift course. It's now a rally track. It's a dirt gravel rally track. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see. And to be completely honest, like, I come here a lot and I have yet to see this in action. But hey, you know what? Rallying is a motorsport too, and I know that there's not too many tracks and stuff like that for it up this side of Japan, so it's kind of cool to see that Kumakuba-san is catering to those guys. Now, I cannot confirm this. This is just a complete rumor, but the way that they did this track, they did it in such a way that at any point, if they decide to bring it back to a drift course, they can. The way that they did the surfacing and stuff was they grinded up all of the gravel and all of the old bitumen and surfacing that used to be there, and they kind of just put it on top of the base layer, so that, you know, if they do want to turn this back into a drift track or a grip track or something like that, all they have to do is clean off all the gravel and all that kind of stuff, and then they pretty much have a really good base to start from to relay some more asphalt. But I do not think that that is happening anytime soon. There's been a pretty big push for rally stuff in Japan, and Kuba-san has a pretty crazy dream about bringing WRC here somehow. So we'll see what goes on there and how that pans out, and I definitely want to drive this with a rally car in the future. It's kind of ironic, really, because I remember when I made the video for the like Sayonara event where a lot of the OGs came out and drifted it and stuff like that, and it was all them saying goodbye to the track. I told you guys about the plans for this becoming a gravel dirt track again, and it actually created a fair bit of drama and controversy online, and some people were saying that I was spreading misinformation and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, here it is. Oh man. Anyways, let's go check out the other tracks now. Out of all the tracks that I expected to get damaged the most in the earthquake, it was Toge course, but Toge course pretty much came unscathed. They had a few rocks and stuff fall down from like the embankments and stuff up in there, but the course didn't need any repairs. It's kind of mind-blowing actually that this thing survived. Those who have driven, you know, Toge course, you guys know how insane it is up there, and you'd expect a lot more rocks and things and like embankments and stuff to landslide up there, but for some reason they didn't. So Toge's all good. The next course we need to go check out is Higashi. Now, Higashi course, for the most part, survived really, really well, but unfortunately the lower sections copped a lot of damage and a lot of cracks kind of opened up. In fact, in the middle of kind of Higashi over there is where a lot of the storage yards are for a lot of missiles and things like that, and a lot of cracks opened up over there as well. So this kind of area had a bunch of land kind of shifting and moving, which then meant the track was affected. So in the bottom section, they had to do a whole new section to repair all of that. It's rented out today, so I can't go down there and show it to you on my car, but it's all been fixed. It was actually fixed within like, I think like the first like 2-3 weeks after the earthquake. And the main reason why they focused on fixing this one the fastest was because I think out of all the tracks, Higashi gets rented the most, so it's probably the money maker for the circuit. A lot of grip guys love it here, and they're always renting it for a couple of days. Even endurance races and all that kind of stuff get done here, so it's a pretty big money maker, I think, for the track. So we're on to the last 3 tracks now at Ebisu Circuit. First one here, this is Kuru-Kuru-len number 2. This is the one with the automatic like sprinklers, which so you can spray water down and get it wet for some wet practice. This was completely unaffected by the earthquake, so nothing's actually changed there. Kuru-Kuru-len, the original number 1, copped a lot of damage, and as you can see, it's been completely redone as well. All new surfacing, a lot of the potholes and flat zones and spots and stuff have all been fixed, which is amazing. It's overall a really, really nice little skid pad now. There used to be like a little, I guess like a room here for officials and stuff, but as you can see, that's where the old restaurant building used to be, and the landslide came right through there and took everything out and went down into there. You can still see some of the old tires there that were pushed down all the way from Nishi course. But all of this is brand new, and it feels amazing to go out and drive this now. It's a little bit wider up the back there too, so it's quite nice. But the main track that we want to go look at is Nishi course. So this is Nishi course, and you guys, if you watch Formula Drift, you know that this is normally the start run up here. Come into here for what's called Nishi long, and you have to do this massive hairpin here and drift all the way down here. Nishi short is where you come down from over the hill and then through the chicanes or hairpin, whatever you want to call it, down around the hill. And then Nishi long, well, normal Nishi long used to be that you'd go all the way around the back, you drive all the way up through there beside where the landslide happened, all the way down here, and you could do entries at 250 kilometers an hour here if you went hard enough. But the landslide kind of ruined that and took out everything at that top section of the track. So Nishi long kind of became Nishi long short. I know it's a lot of longs and shorts and it's confusing, but you can kind of see up there where the, I guess like the metal structure for the finishing line is. That was kind of where the landslide went to. And it covered all the way in the back here too, up until here. So all of this was taken out, and the only way that you could drive here was pretty much just driving from the start line as you run up into there, which was okay. It worked out good for Formula Drift and did quite well. You can see that they've put a lot of new grass everywhere, where they had to put new soil, where they just kind of took all the soil off the track and built banks and stuff on the side. And all the grass is growing in there. They actually sprayed a lot of the new grass stuff as well on the bank here that a lot of people roll their cars on. So that should help that from eroding any worse. So that'll be kind of cool when that kind of gets all covered in grass. But we need to go up here and have a look at the new section. This was pretty much the danger zone right here. All of this got covered completely under soil, and half of the building there got completely knocked out as well. You can see they got a brand new concrete wall here. All that got completely destroyed as well from the landslide. I'm very hyped to see a Japanese track take on a bank for drifting. I think that's absolutely awesome. It's crazy, man. Like, we were standing here, we need to go back to some footage, but we were literally standing on the top of this landslide looking at everything. Like, this was so deep under soil and dirt. It's crazy that it's only been such a small amount of time. But as you can see, through here, you can kind of see the markers. This is going to be the whole new bank section here. And I'm very certain as well that this is going to be used for some type of skiing or snowboarding during winter, because Kumakubo-san does like skiing. Now, it might be hard to see on camera, but this is going to be the bank section here. So up here, all the way down into there. I think it's going to be really, really cool. It's very hard to see, I think, but that's about 18 to 20 degrees of an bank. So it's going to be very, very cool. I think D1 GP is going to be using it. They're going to probably be the first to use it for competition. And then all up in here, I think they're planning to do some kind of like motocross thing, but that might come in the future. And I mean, there's so many possibilities that they can use this for, but I think we'll first probably see people using it for skiing and snowboarding. Because it'd be pretty easy. You just have a friend in a K-car pick you up and then take you all the way back up there and drop back in up there. In fact, I might bring my snowboarding gear and see if we can do that this winter. So yeah, as a whole, I think Nishi Long's gonna be back open and fully functioning as it was all over again, but we'll have this nice bank section here, which is gonna be super cool. I think the goal is like essentially a DriftMit series. You could break this into like 3 different tracks or 4 different tracks that will all be driftable. I'm not sure if you'll be able to do like 3 of them driftable at the same time, but it'd be cool if you could have like Nishi short running and then like the bank section running independently, and then you could almost like do something else here as well. I think that's the plan, but we'll see what happens. And now comes the time where I get to encourage you guys, because we were all a part of this, and it feels so good that we were able to give back to Ebisu Circuit. All the smiles, all the good times, all the adrenaline that this track has given me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching. It just felt so right to be able to jump on board. And I want to say a massive thank you to Adam for hosting the GoFundMe and being able to do all that paperwork and bank transfer side of things. It definitely wasn't easy, like being in the middle and like trying to get all the paperwork from there sent over to there and vice versa and stuff, and dealing with GoFundMe as well. But it all worked out in the end, and it was super awesome. And I just want to say a massive thank you to all you guys, because I'm excited for this new stage of Ebisu Circuit. It's got new life. I mean, the whole bank section is just super cool. That's like an American style kind of driving track coming to Japan. And I know they have bank grip tracks and stuff, but a banked drift specific track is pretty cool. And I know for a fact as well that the owner of the track, Kumakubo-san, as well as the manager of the track, Suinaga, both are really, really grateful for all that you guys gave to the GoFundMe and the crowdfunding. That really, really helped the track out. Quite a while ago, I think roughly around November or so last year, we ended the GoFundMe because we reached our goal and some. And it was really cool to see just how the community came together. Those of you who gave to the GoFundMe would have gotten the update emails with all the bank transfer documents and information that we shared. And it's just so cool to be a part of this. And I know once they finish everything, there's going to be a whole bunch of signs put up on the wall here, and everyone that gave gets their name and stuff put on it, which is also going to be very, very cool. But that's kind of like the last finishing touch for the track, right? So there's still a lot more that needs to get done, but seeing it at this stage now, and when I was here previously, seeing what it was like before is just so mind-blowing. How quickly they get stuff done in Japan, you know? Where I come from in Australia, bunch of roadwork guys will rock up and they'll do like a simple job and it'll take them months, right, to dig up a road, replace it and all that kind of thing. But then here in Japan, you watch them do the same thing and they have it done within like a day. It's crazy how quickly and efficiently people in Japan work. So it's just really cool to see that something as massive as this, like if you guys saw how many, like tons doesn't even describe how much soil is here. But the fact that they got this done so quickly to this state is just mind-blowing to me. So kudos to them. Kudos to you guys for everyone that gave to the GoFundMe. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, but maybe let's go do some driving. I want to take the Z out on Nishi short. I was gonna take the Z out and drive Nishi a bit, but Agent K, the owner of Agent K, is out there right now doing some tuning on a customer's R32 for D1 lights. And it just started raining too, which kind of sucks. Man, that sounds good. Anyway, so he's got the track for the rest of the afternoon while he does his tuning, his road tuning. This thing needs a wash. Time warping ahead, I'm actually at Yorozuya, which is a izakaya place across the road from Mountain where I stay. And this place actually has a lot of history from drifters all around the world, and they let everyone kind of draw on the wall and stuff. It's actually kind of cool to see some people's names and signatures and dates and stuff from when they've driven at Ebisu Circuit and then come to this izakaya to enjoy. Pretty cool. There's also some interesting artwork, and they always do a bunch of like live music shows and stuff next door. And how this particular izakaya works is this side is the drinking side, so there's normally a guy there that serves all the alcohol and the drinks, and then this side is the chef cooking side, so they like make all the food on this side, and they kind of, you know, if you're sitting in the middle, you have drinks coming from there and food coming from there. But I always love coming in here, and I like seeing this kind of artwork. I think is very cool. Advertising the drinks and highballs and stuff like that. I don't know, there's just something about this old style, like anime kind of artwork that looks really cool, in my opinion. But the food here is pretty fire. There's a photo from the guys here. This is, actually we're about to see this happen at the end of this month. This is for a Matsuri they did a fair few years ago. And I can't remember if I showed you guys on the vlogs this, but they're in the process of setting everything up for the Matsuri. So you can see all the lanterns here, absolutely fire. And they set this up only for the Matsuris, and it's summer Matsuri, and I'll just quickly show you this. But they build this structure in the middle every time they do one. And normally doesn't exist at all, but they put all these metal frames and bolt them all in and redo all of this every time for just the Matsuri. It's gonna be pretty cool. So you'll see them like dancing with the shrine in that outfit that you just saw too. Literally that same picture, you'll see these guys out here doing that. I'm hoping we'll be here for it, but I think it may be the same weekend as FD, but we'll see. So beautiful. Camera probably doesn't do this justice, all the lanterns down here. Japanese people definitely love their Matsuris and celebrations and all that kind of stuff and that side of tradition. Definitely one of the many things in Japan that I'd say I never want to see them change. The only thing that I would say I'd want to see them change in is please stop asking for faxes. Like that, so annoying. While we were outside, the guys finished my food and I went for a tantan men today. Despite being in Japan, I do like Chinese food a lot. And they said it was really good, but this looks amazing. I haven't had any yet, but I'm gonna bet that this tastes amazing. And of course gyoza, because I love dumplings. Let's be honest, they're like the best thing in the world. So the owner of Yorozuya wanted to show me his new bar that's opening here. いいですか? So this is open from 9 p.m. now. Oh, this is so cool. And this is going to be like a new bar and live music and stuff. This is super cool. This is cool. かっこいい、本当に. I love this. This vibe is sick. So I guess all of us are going to be in here having a couple beers tomorrow night. Well, actually, those of us who are driving are not going to be. But yeah, this is super cool. めっちゃ素敵ね。本当にいいです。Oh, record. You can play some vinyl too, guys. It's kind of cool. I love this. This is like a super chill vibe. It's awesome. Little popcorn machine too. Popcorn as well? Alright, you saw me at popcorn. That's cool.
Popcorn snack. Cocktail.
Yeah. I always love supporting these guys like out here because like these guys don't really get many tourists coming out here unless it's like for the circuit and stuff like that. It's really cool. 本当にありがとうございます。
いえいえ、使ってください。
はい、もちろん。
はい。
He said, please come and use this place. I'm sure a lot of people will. This is really awesome. These guys will be open from like 9 p.m. to midnight. 毎日ですか?
よろずややってれば、
はい。
空いてます。
Okay, so whenever you see this open, this will be open too after like the foods and stuff's all closed. That's super cool. ありがとうございます。
ありがとう。
楽しみ。I'm excited to go check it out tomorrow night. Man, we'll have to go there and have a couple drinks with everybody once I'm finished driving for the night tomorrow, but that'll be very late. But man, this view looks incredible. Doesn't get old. All right, guys, I think I'm ready to wrap up today's video, but if you are watching this right now, when this video goes live, I will be in the middle of my subathon live stream for Drift Mitsuri. And if you don't know what a subathon is, essentially the people in chat control how long I stream for. The more subs and stuff like that that come in, the counter gets, like the timer goes up for how long the stream lasts for. I don't have a cap on this one. So I think that's a little dangerous, and probably this could end up turning into a 3, 4, 5 day non-stop live stream. But I'm really excited to just grow my audience over on Twitch. And if that's something you're interested in, if you want to see me shredding and drifting over there, by all means, come join, enjoy Drift Mitsuri from the comfort of your own home and troll on me a little bit, drop some subs and increase that timer, whatever you guys want to do. But just come check it out. The Linktree link to all my social medias is down in the description. If you click on that, you can find my Twitch channel and join. But when this video goes live, will be 5 a.m. Japan time, so I will most likely be in the middle of sleeping. If that's something you want to watch, I guess you're more than welcome to. But we definitely later on in the day, once I wake up and stuff, we will be going and drifting. That aside, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Before we wrap things up though, I just want to say massive thank you once again to each and every one of you that gifted and donated towards the GoFundMe and everything that went to Ebisu Circuit. I think from here, I'm not going to be filming any more like update specific videos solely focused on this. I think we've covered it really, really well. And now that most of the repairs are kind of done, it's just kind of like, you know, cleaning up a few things and tidying up some stuff and putting, you know, some signs up and whatnot once they finish with the bank and whatnot. I think you'll see all that happening in the background and, you know, in my videos to come in the future, because we obviously do a lot of driving at Ebisu. So I think this will be the last dedicated update video we'll do to this. And I am praying and hoping that this never has to happen ever again to Ebisu. And I think the future looks bright for them. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Write us a comment, smash that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube tells me that there's like 60-70% of you guys who watch the channel who still aren't subscribed yet. So do that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Ciao.